Abbott arrived into Heathrow after a 2-week holiday in Sri Lanka, and he joins us now from his home in East London. What was that holiday like, Graham? Because all sorts of restrictions were being brought in Sri Lanka while you were there.
Yeah, you're right. It was kind of like, I don't know, leaving home and thinking you've left the oven on sort of thing, but we didn't realise quite the extent of what was happening sort of at home and abroad. But basically, yeah, the restrictions were tighter and tighter as our holiday sort of progressed.
How well looked after were you, though? How much information were you given?
We were pretty lucky, I think, because we spoke to some long-term residents that had been living there, and they understood that if the Sri Lankan government had made these rules and sort of laid out certain terms, they would follow through with them. So there was a lockdown on the Friday the 21st at 5 p.m, and that was enforced by police and army troops immediately. So they did what they said that they were going to, basically.
How touch and go was it for you to get a flight?
It was fine. We stuck to our original schedule. People that we know that were away, they decided to cut short their trip because they weren't sure whether borders would start to be closed. On arriving, we got the news that basically the airports were no longer receiving any international flights, but we were still able to leave on our direct flight. But all the flights going to the Middle East were basically cancelled or diverted.
What was it like when you got back to Heathrow? How orderly was it?
It was relatively orderly, but there was quite a big discrepancy, I would say. Kind of, we were asked to keep our distance of 2 meters apart, but in the Sri Lankan airport, we were made to fill out health forms, and there were temperature checks. Everyone was gloved and face masks, whereas Heathrow, it was just people saying, please keep a good distance apart. But for example, the border patrol officer just handed me back my passport with a non-gloved hand, no face protection for himself or for me. I had a face mask on, but it was quite a stark difference.
Which seemed to give you more reassurance?
The Sri Lankan way. They were really on top of it. From even when we arrived, we had a form that we were meant to fill out during the flight, and by the time we landed in Colombo, it was already updated. So we had another form to fill out and went through proper health and body scan, temperature scan system. So they were really on the ball the whole time, basically.
I guess that will surprise a lot of people when you think how wealthy Britain is compared with Sri Lanka and the difference in the way they've approached it.
Yeah, a little bit. We felt we were quite lucky to go away on holiday, but we'd heard sort of basically that our government was going to really be as decisive and have a meeting once a week about a very serious issue. So we were quite lucky to get away in our minds. If the Sri Lankan government had any say in it, we would have been on lockdown and not left the country. So it's a funny sort of dichotomy there.
I'm glad you managed to have a holiday. You'll certainly remember it. Graham Abbott, thank you for talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.